right with you, can we go through the list of injury updates with all the players? Can we start with Kendall Johnson?
Yeah, Kendall's making good progress, and she's doing a bit more in training and being involved in the technical stuff, so we're still progressing there. No timeline that we can hold her to. It's just important that we keep moving forward, and she's been doing very well with that.
And then Kat Williamson?
Kat will be out for a short period. We're not sure yet how long and what the timeline is. She did have a scan 2 days ago, and we're evaluating those results, and I'm hoping later today that we get some concrete answers and concrete timeline. We don't think it's long term. She will be back this season, but she will be out. She won't travel on this trip with us. We're hoping that she's out for a short period as possible, but we'll have that confirmed in the next 2 days.
Can you tell us the nature of the injury? I wasn't actually quite sure how she sustained it.
No, well, on the pitch, it looked like no contact, and she just landed funny. We're still finding out the exact injury or challenge or problem that she has. Hopefully later today I've got that precise answer.
And then Michelle Betos?
Yeah, she trained fully. She's banged up. She's got some bruises that she really wanted to show everyone, and she's banged up, but she's fine. She's good to go.
And then Megan Kleinberg?
She's good. Yeah, I think one nasty little bruise, and she was a bit stiff, but absolutely fine.
And then finally, any updates on Christine?
Yeah, we're hoping in the next few weeks that it's possible for her to be back on the pitch training. I wouldn't feel confident saying anything more than that right now. I hope that we'd spoke this morning, or been on email this morning. We hope to see how this week goes, potentially back in Portland next week, and go from there.
1 win, 1 draw so far. What do you like about the team, how it's gelling?
It's on regards to points and results to get a win against a team that we don't really know much about in Orlando at home. There's a lot of emotions in the home opener, and to get a win was very good. And it was a strange game in Kansas. I think they were far better than us in the first half, and they could have got a couple of goals. They didn't. They got one, which we're disappointed that they even got that. But they were better than us. And then the second half of the red card that changed the game, and we're now leaving a game that we were lucky to be still in. Disappointed we didn't win the game, and there was a lot of frustration after that we couldn't make that happen. But I think it's a good thing for us, leading to a very, very tough game against Boston. So the two teams, I don't think many teams will go to Kansas and win. Many teams will go and lose. So to get a point, in stepping back is good. Boston's going to be a really tough game. I know we're on the road for 2, but we can only look as close as Boston. I think they should have scored 4 or 5 against Seattle in the second half, and unfortunate to concede the goals they did. They're an organised, hard-working group. They're probably going to be our toughest test that we've had so far, and we'll be ready. We'll be re-energised and organised to take on that challenge.
So this is the second of 4 straight on the road. Is there any advantages to how the schedule shook out and playing 4 straight on the road so early in the season?
I think we're building and testing character right now, and really developing how each player can be the best professional and take care of the body and their mind. And to go through that now is good because it helps us long term, as long as we keep scraping and grinding points. We want 3 points at the weekend, but it's not going to come easy. It's going to be a grind. It really is. And we're just in that period. We trained once last week. We trained twice this week. We'll train 3 times when we're in Washington, but 3 times at an away stadium, you're limited to what you can train because someone's always watching. So we're talking 4 or 5 practices across 3 weeks, which you normally get that in a whole week. It's not going to look great. It's not going to look pretty. It's going to be a good test of character. It's going to help us build more character. The positive is, on the stretch, on the run-in at the end, we got home games. So the more we can grind out now, it will help us.
How does that character building translate onto the field?
It does in many ways. I think you look at, the one thing that we did have at Kansas when we were probably the second best team in the first half. We still stayed together and we still worked hard, and we still wanted to claw our way back into the game. It was good to have a half-time team talk. Then it went out the window when the red card happened because it was irrelevant now. The game had changed. I think the character right now it's crucial because today today was a good practice to get back in after a break. It wasn't the cleanest, and players knew and they wanted to get after it. They wanted more from each other. We did have an intense video session, and we weren't happy in there. This is building, I think it's two things. It's building strength in dealing when tough games come. More importantly, we're in that phase now that players know what we want and how we want it, and they have to own it, and they need to keep the standards. You know, the first phase in pre-season, the first week leading into Orlando, they're not always sure what we want, and as staff we have to hold the standard, raise it, make sure they know what it is, and then hold it. We're in that second where players now have to. Players need to hold each other accountable while we stay focused on the detail and the tactical and getting ready. While the simple things on working hard and giving your best, the players can hold themselves to that. We saw that a bit today out here after a tough video session. And I think tomorrow leads into a good training session tomorrow before we head out.
You signed a new player. What can you tell us about Meg Morris?
Meg came in 2 or 3 weeks ago. We wanted some extra cover at fullback, and she can also play on the wing. She's a player that can definitely play for us and play and start during the Olympic period. I'm sure her role will be very important. Right now, she's got to keep pushing and keep developing and moving forward. Very explosive, hard-working player. A UNC kid, which sums a lot up. You know, will run through brick walls. Very intelligent in seeing out game plans. She's a winner. She's a very good winner. Players haven't liked having her on the other team in training because she's intense, she's quick, she's powerful, she's strong. You know, we probably saw her press and win more challenges than any other player again today. That sums her up. She's a very hard-working player that loves to put the opposition on the back foot. Can play fullback, can play wide, could play a couple of other positions if we really needed her to.
All right.
Thank you guys, appreciate it.
Thanks so
All
much.
the best.
Guys.
Good luck.